Alright, so I didn't really do much of an intro here. Kind of just ran to my spot. It's all cycling stuff. But we are at the AVN Rummage sale. It's always a lot of fun, right? AVN Rummage sale. It's kind of cool looking jersey. Hopefully it's a good one. Feel like anything Mitchell & Ness is probably at worth at least $10. But welcome in. This it's very cool. It's an all-over print dog shirt. Relevant products from 1995. It's a pretty cool shirt. I don't see any golden retrievers. I don't know. It's a cool shirt. See how might be a little long. Don't know a t-shirt. I think t-shirts are $5. So we're gonna grab that guy. Vintage tee is always nice. That looks like bubble print. It's new, but it is bubble print. Performance shirt. They have it all neatly like organized. Like here it says performance shirts, so you know that's not t-shirts mixed in these racks. I always see if they hung up any really cool shirts. It's getting harder and harder to find it's harder to find vintage t-shirts. It really is. Yep. For anyone who might be somewhat new, well, you can see it. They didn't make these printed tags, so that's like one thing you can definitely see. Like, if you're someone who's really know, a printed tag is not a vintage T-shirt. That I think came out like sometime in the 2000s. Heavy coats. Sometimes you'll be able to find some Patagonia. Sometimes you won't. So I'll try to find at least maybe one piece. North Face. You can always find some North Face wherever you go. Wanda Jeep. Oh, they're getting a duck on their Jeep for sure. Anyway, first drop off. First drop off. They got documented last night. Floppy hats. Frisbees. Holy smokes. It's funny enough, they have all the price of everything. I was looking at the price of baseballs, and they don't have the price of baseballs. The price of softballs, but not baseballs. Okay, so I'll dig along into the hat bin. Four-wheel drive club. That's actually an older hat. It's an older FDNY hat also. I was about to start digging through someone's bag. They put down there is all bobbleheads, and then I realized we're missing all the bobbleheads. So I put the two and two together, and then I was like, "Hey, is those your bobbleheads?" He's like, "Oh yeah, sorry." And I walked away, but I guess he left these. Interesting. Interesting. This is all like the hunting stuff, camping, I should say. A lot of lanterns and stoves. tennis rackets. I found a sign for these baseballs. They're on the opposite sides. So if they're 3 for $1, I'm buying a lot. If they're 2 for $1, they're all staying here. We'll find out in 2 seconds. 2 for $1. There you go. A lot of them are the all-purpose leather baseballs. They're not the hardball like these are. Oh well. Not an issue. Nice. Got myself a Richardson 112 and it's brand new. That's got some random advertisement brand on it. It's actually the only reason why I was digging through this entire for a Richardson 112. Preferably a new hat. If not, it has to be worn very, very little. I can't believe I found one.
Hi, excuse me. That's it. It's top service.
I gotta hear more. These hats are just finding their way. They're everywhere and everywhere. I guess this is cycling stuff. They got a lot of bicycles. I feel bad getting rid of bicycles myself, but I mean, some of them are $12 each, you know, at a rummage sale. See, some of them are 30. That one's 20. Like, I feel bad, like, if I scrap one that's pretty rusty. These are really nice and they're very affordable. 28. Pretty cool. Never know what you'll find. Got myself my hat and a baseball glove. Hat for myself, baseball glove probably for eBay. So, pretty cool. Feel like this is a good bag. Usually I venture over to vintage. Let's see if I can make it over there. Kind of get sad because it's like this thing comes and goes so quickly at the VNA, or should I say AVN Rummage sale. I mean, like, literally, you know, you wait 6-7 months and then it's here and then it's gone in a couple hours. I at least get kind of sad thinking about it. Look at all that fabric. Wow. It's a lot.
Realize that they have this open. Remember all those McDonald's glasses? Who would have ever thought to keep them, you know?
full of bottles. I don't know where the pricing is. This stuff's all marked individually. It's kind of like the thing I found in the trash, the same exact carnival glass look. They're all the mugs. These are kind of cute. Were they mugs or they're, I don't know if they weren't mugs. They were, maybe they were. They were glasses. It's like sensory overload sometimes. I gotta try to find price guide. That's gotta be expensive.
Look at this.
Huh. All the advertisements, US ski team, maybe even actually legit. It probably cost a fortune. Just gonna buy that spider jacket, but I found one online for 70 bucks free shipping. So I always gotta do a little quick Google search, see what stuff is worth. When I did a quick Google search, it came up as $350. And I found one that sold for $140, but seeing one that's in mint condition for 70 bucks, probably not for me. Probably not for me. It was cool to see it, like stuff like that you just don't see too often.
Do I need this? No. Do I want this? I know. Do you want me to hold this so you can see it better?
A lot of glass. That's what they look like. This what I found in the trash. Instead of $4.30. Pretty sure the ones I found were a little taller. This was probably about a week ago. Pretty cool. It smells like smells like an attic. You know that smell? It smells like an attic in here, or a state auction. Spent a lot of time waiting in lines around here for some of these tents, but fortunately today it hasn't been too bad. Just gonna walk down to the holiday section to see if they have sweaters. I was on the mission to find at least one Christmas sweater, and I found one.
Thank you.
Yep. These are, I think that's it for the sweaters. Wait a second. Am I supposed to like get through here? Yeah, that is crazy. I don't see anything. Southern Tide t-shirt with holiday decor. That's the Simpsons. Alright, get out. That was interesting. Real.
Some of them are good quality.
So one cool Budweiser sweater here, which I mean I think they're so mass produced now that it's gonna be kind of hard to find whichever one's worth money. But I thought it was really nice. Like, look how nice that looks. The horses, the Clydesdale. It's not double-sided. But 15 years ago, technology wasn't, I don't think, as advanced that you see so mass-produced. It's probably would have been like a $60 sweater. Pretty cool, pretty cool. This is something that turns your one cup holder into... That's exactly what it is. Turns one cup holder into 3. Wow. Technology, guys. Sure do find a lot of these, you know, these older tools. Does anyone buy them? I've never been able to sell them, but at a place like this, I mean, if you don't own one, why do you need to spend $60 or $70 on a brand new one when this is exactly what you need? You know, but like these sanders, I mean, I wouldn't say they're ancient, but if you don't have a sander, why go out and spend $100 on a sander? This is $6, right? You find out you use it a lot, you go out, you buy a nice one, brand new. Granted, a lot of people probably don't donate tools to a rummage sale based on how many auctions I go to. Sometimes the auction will be 50% tools. It's weird to see such a small section, but I guess people just don't donate that to a rummage sale. When you think about it, you know, it's like, I don't know. To me, I think that, you know, you'd have so many tools in your house. Rummage sale like this, you'd have a whole tent, maybe this size for tools, and realistically, it's about 12 or 14 of these shelves, and that's it for the entire event. Hinges. And then you go to an auction and I'll see like 2 packages or 3 packages of these, and they have literally an entire bin here. It's got to be close to 100 of these guys, plus brand new ones. Super interesting seeing what people donate. Kind of enjoy that about this whole thing. Alright, another successful round here. Sweaters. I can't believe I got my hat. It's funny. One year I didn't get one, and I went home and I was like, I should have bought that for $2. I know it's kind of something really small in comparison to everything else here, but I found out when I went home, I was like, I really like that structure hat. The old Taco Stacks hats, when I had those made, they were the same exact model, the Richardson 112. So I did my due diligence of trying to keep them or buy them whenever I find them for under $10. Alright, made it back. I don't think I bought anything in the bric-a-brac sections or anything else besides clothes and of course sporting goods like always, but always a fun time here at the AVN Rummage sale. I always have a blast. It's always so cool to find such high quality merchandise where like you'll go to church rummage sales and yard sales and garage sales, and it's like you can go weeks without ever seeing something of this quality. So I did get a couple things. This, I tried finding the model number for this glove. This is actually steer hide, so it's actually a high quality glove. This probably cost like $150, maybe $180, somewhere in that ballpark. It's a smaller glove, so this was only 10 bucks. Well, I think it was $12, but it's actually a really expensive glove. I forgot what that webbing is called. I know Wilson made a glove that was like that, and the size of the glove was 10 3/4. Really, really unique, small glove. If you're a baseball person out there, you might like this rather than a larger glove. I was never a huge fan of it, but some people are very loyal to this brand, and it's not exactly like a Rawlings or Easton or, you know, other Mizuno. It's not a really big name brand, but I know a lot of people do collect and use this brand. So that was cool, because this glove probably cost a fortune brand new, and for 12 bucks, not too bad. This I thought was interesting, a Mets hat. You guys know I like my baseball hats. What I thought was interesting about this, you had the 47 logo, which makes a lot of great apparel, and it has a Carhartt logo on the back. So you get 2 conflicting brands with the Mets, who are so bad this year, I kind of quit watching baseball for a time being. Just bad year. So that was cool. I got myself another, like I said, Richardson 112 hat, and I bought a bunch of shirts and jerseys. That's always fun. These, the sports stuff was $10 each. Some of this stuff is worth obviously more than $10, but if you had a college or t-shirt or a college or professional team, t-shirts, sweatshirts, I think jackets, sports jerseys, they were all $10. So I kind of just took what I knew, and that was pretty much it. But Vanderbilt, I believe they're the Commodores, right? Really high quality jersey here. This is actually made by Nike. It has a Nike tag on it. I believe this is for Dan B. Swanson. I think he's the shortstop for the Cubs now. Vanderbilt legend. Funny enough, I bought a Vince Carter Raptor jersey last fall when I went to the sale. And it very well could have been the same exact jersey, just in a different color. Found another one. It's not the same one. So that's pretty cool. This is the Far Side. It's a comic. The t-shirts that weren't sports related were only $2. Well, $2.50. So that was pretty cool. These are pretty collectible. This is, I think, a 1994 big logo t-shirt. I think the tag on it was something with the beach. Made at the beach. So I guess you got this at the, might be like a beach boardwalk kind of shirt back in the day. Anyway. Really neat. Huge logo there on the front. Takes up the whole front shirt. I had to get this. Why not? All the dogs. This is a Reebok jersey for Earl Campbell. I thought it was interesting that the tag was upside down, so I didn't know if that meant that this jersey was fake, or that's how they just did it, or they made an error. I kept looking this thing over and over. I was like, is this thing real? Is this thing fake? But the Reebok logos look very, very well done. The NFL logo looks well done. So there you go for that. This is a Players of the Century by Jeff Hamilton, who makes a lot of really high-end jackets for the Steelers. Thought that t-shirt was kind of cool. It's a vintage Key Largo, Florida t-shirt. And then lastly, this Pittsburgh sweatshirt. So back in the day, Starter made a lot of these hockey jersey style sweatshirts. I know I have a Rangers one for, I think, Mark Messier. It's literally a hockey jersey, and the colors and the stitching and the lettering just printed onto a sweatshirt. So that was the old Pittsburgh logo. It's for a good old Yarmer Yager. Penguins legend. I also think this is probably the coolest logo the Penguins ever had, was the Robo Pen. Other than that, it's been a fun day. Thanks for tagging along for another fun rummage sale adventure. As always, if you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe down below. Stay tuned for next treasure hunt. This one's always a fun one. I guess I'll see this again in the fall. And it's a great day. Another beautiful day out here. So thanks for tagging along. Until next time, have a great day. Keep living the dream. Peace.
Straight to